welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go with them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, I'll be doing part 11 of the story, which is titled, Husband Tricks Wife into Writing Confession About Affair with Coworker, then Throws Her Out in Tears. And guys, where things left off, our guy here was about to discover a whole gold mine of info on his wife through her secret Instagram account, because this guy's in some potential hot water with her, with the prosecutor's office for her saying he did a bunch of things, and hopefully he'll find some stuff that will help clear his name in case things get pretty bad. And as you know, guys, this is one of the many soap operas circling around this channel, the never-ending soap operas. Mix it in with the other different types of stories going here. So, continuing on, this says, as I mentioned in the last post, neither Linda nor Carol talk anymore about their current hookups in their DMs. But it's been almost 2 months since I found Linda's hidden Instagram account. They either don't realize I'm still reading their DMs or they're getting lazy. My best guess is they're being so open because they can't help bragging to each other about how they outsmarted their husbands. Carol still talks about her past infidelity, and she's proud of all the men she believes could not resist her. Linda remains discreet in her DMs, but is more open recently about her activities than she has been. Yeah, they're becoming too comfortable. When people have success, they tend to become arrogant and sloppy. I understand why the three wives used Instagram in the past to communicate. They communicated through Instagram in the evening when their husbands were around. They could not talk openly about their lovers on the phone with their husbands a few feet away from them on the couch or in the bed. So DMs, Linda could toggle out of her hidden Instagram account instantly if I got too close to see what she was writing about on her laptop. But us husbands are no longer around. Why not just talk on their phones? Jessica, Nico's wife, is in a mental institution and isn't talking to anyone. Again, couldn't happen to a nicer girl. As far as I know, both Linda and Carol are still living with their parents. Maybe they're still using Instagram instead of talking on their phones because they don't want their parents to overhear what conniving little sluts their daughters really are. Anyway, I found gold in the most recent Instagram DMs. Carol had an unemployed neighbor who she slept with for months while Jim was at work. His wife found out about Carol and is suing Carol for alienation of affection. She's suing Carol for a lot of money. The woman's husband is going to be her main witness. Carol is worried that she'll have to pay the wife. She may get all the money that Carol has. Linda asked what money. Linda thought Carol was broke. Carol said that's what she wants everyone to think. When they married, Carol insisted that she and Jim combine their assets. One bank account, one brokerage account, the house, cars, everything in both their names. Jim agreed and all his assets were put in Carol's name too. Smack the Jim. This is why I tell you guys. Guys, you got to have your own separate bank accounts and brokerage accounts and all that thing. As well as credit cards. You want to have a joint account, that's okay for a little money to pay the mutual bills, but that's it. Right here. But Carol got an inheritance from her grandmother, a substantial sum of money, before they married. It's her money, not Jim's. So when they married and agreed to combine all their assets, she kicked in about $2,200 and told Jim that's all she had. She's not going to let Jim anywhere near the rest of her money. So everything she makes is her money. Everything he makes is their money. He doesn't know about the money and is never going to know. As far as Jim, Angie, the court, and Carol's lawyer are concerned, Carol is penniless. Linda asked how Carol could hide money from Jim. Carol replied that her money is in a checking account under her maiden name. The checking account pays no interest and there's no income to pay tax on. Jim and Carol, of course, file a joint tax return. Having to pay tax for interest from a bank account Jim knows nothing about would cause problems. But all this money is just sitting there and not earning additional money. Well, on the one hand, she's hiding it, and okay, that's fine. But on the other hand, all that money is losing value every year to inflation. But I guess to her, this is just her. I'm sure, obviously, she hired the right kind of lawyer. That money could be parked someplace else and at least make something. But anyhow. Plus, she was out $2,200. It's Jim's fault that she can't put the money into investments, which would make her richer. It's Jim's fault because if Jim knew about her money, he'd want the money for their family. The hell with that, it's Carol's money. So she doesn't even want to use that money for her own family, her own kids. But since it's Jim's fault, it's only fair that Jim reimburses her for the loss of income, the money that she should be earning. So she took back the $2,200 and adds money to her secret checking account every few weeks. Linda asked how Carol took money without Jim knowing. Carol said her spa visits. Linda said she knows that Carol told Jim that she was spending all day at the spa, but she really spent the day banging some guy. How did saying she was going to the spa help her money without Jim knowing? Carol said she would tell Jim that she need a day for herself every few weeks at a very expensive spa. It's expensive, but the spa gives a big discount if you pay with cash. I was about to say, she's paying in cash. When Jim sees the canceled checks she made out to cash, he thinks it's cash for the spa. Linda asked if Jim really believed that story. Carol replied that Jim never questioned her about the cash payments. Jim wanted to keep Carol happy, and he knew the expensive spa days kept her happy. Yeah, he was having the whole happy wife, happy life mentality. But also he at the time had no reason to question her, you know? But Jim didn't need to know there was no spa. Those days were for hooking up. That made her very happy. Leisurely sex all day with her phone off. No kid to worry about or dinner to cook. She'd get home at 7 or 8 p.m. so cheerful that Jim would sometimes comment how relaxed and content her spa visits made her feel. Carol told Linda, of course, she was cheerful. Money for a secret account and great SCX all day. Oh my God. Carol told Linda that she would sometimes pretend she was uneasy about the excessive cost of her spa days. She'd tell Jim maybe she should stop because she was selfishly spending so much money on herself. Carol told Linda a good wife and mother would say things like that. She wanted Jim to believe she worried about spending money on herself that her family could use for other things. Jim says she should say the word and no more spa days for Carol. But Jim said she loved the days at the spa so much that they were well worth the expense. Carol said that Jim understood that the main priority in their marriage was to keep Carol happy, and telling Carol no more spa days would make her very, very unhappy. Nothing but misery for Jim if Carol was unhappy. Oh my God. She's scum, but Jim certainly should. Guys, this is why I tell you gotta look for red flags. And sadly, there aren't even any red flags that you know of. You look for red flags. Trust but verify. Anyway, since Jim believes Carol has no money of her own, she doubts Angie, also Jim's lawyer, will spend any time trying to find money Carol might be hiding. But they will definitely want to know about Carol's assets in the alienation of affection lawsuit. Worse than man up taking her money. According to Carol's lawyer, the jury decides on the amount of the monetary penalty for alienation of affection. Well, would something like that really go to a jury? Really? I have to ask. If you're poor and supporting kids, the jury is not going to award the aggrieved spouse very much. If you're wealthy, there's no cap on the amount of the award. Alienation of affection lawsuits have yielded millions of dollars in damages in the past. Carol says she doesn't have millions, but what she has is substantial, and she doesn't want to give to some loser of a wife because she couldn't satisfy her husband. Oh my God. No accountability. It's not my fault. It's because of his wife. Linda asked if Carol can't just stick Jim with paying the lawsuit's amount. They're still married. Carol said the lawsuit will take longer than the divorce. Carol's lawyer doubts if a divorce judge will order Jim to pay for alienation of affection judgment brought by the wife of Carol's lover. Since the breakup of the wife's marriage is not Carol's fault, it's possible that a divorce judge will do the right thing and make Jim pay. But Carol can't count on that. Oh my God, the fucking nerve of these people. Linda said maybe Carol should try what Linda did. Linda said she went to my place and started yelling and screaming until one of the neighbors called the police. Here we go. Now we're getting into what he discovered in her Instagram. This is all what he's discovering, their Instagram conversations, supposedly. And now she's about to get into the whole when she showed up and started raising hell thing. She told the police, I've hit her before and was threatening her now. She thought the police would shame me into letting her back in the house. It'd be the first time she and I talked since I asked her to leave. She'd have a foot in the door and she'd convince me to reconcile. So she thought. But the police actually arrested me instead. Even better, Carol asked why Linda never told Carol I was hurting Linda. Why would Linda stay with me? Linda told Carol that don't be ridiculous. It was all BS. That I never hit her. I rarely even raised my voice. That was just something to tell the police. Right here, there you go, on Instagram messages, she's revealing that it was all a bunch of bullshit. Perfect. Gold mine. She can use my arrest as a bargaining chip. Her parents know to say that she told them it was me who did it when she arrived at the house after Beth beat her up. Linda's lawyer will tell Angie that Linda will drop the charges if we reconcile. So now she's admitting that she's going to get her parents to lie too. This is gold. Once I agree to reconcile, her past infidelity is forever off the table for a divorce. You can no longer use infidelity as the cause for divorce if you knew about it because it is still being reconciled with your spouse. Reconciliation wipes out past indiscretions that the cheated on spouse knew about. I would have to catch her again after we're back together to use adultery as the basis for divorce. If she and I divorce in the future without my ability to use Linda's infidelity, a judge will give her anything she wants in the settlement. She would just have to be careful about her behavior in the future. Carol said, in other words, not getting caught, and Linda said exactly. They're really saying all this stuff in the DMs this guy has. Talk about a gold mine. Carol said getting me to reconcile would have been better than getting me arrested. Linda should have done to me what she did to get Fred in bed. Get on her knees, pull down my pants, and give me a BJ. Like with Fred, she'd have me in bed in 2 seconds later. Linda said it would have been a problem giving me a BJ with 2 male cops standing there. Carol said Linda could have given the cops BJs too, really enjoyed herself. Oh, for God's sakes. Linda said that Carol should take seriously what Linda said about getting Jim arrested. Getting Jim arrested and force him to reconcile. If the alienation and affection case goes badly for Carol, Jim will have to pay the loser wife. Linda continued that the only problem with that plan is that Angie is representing both me and Jim. If both husbands get arrested, Angie will use that against both Linda and Carol. If they can figure out how to get around the Angie complication, Carol should definitely get Jim arrested. That would solve all of Carol's problems, just like it solved Linda's problems. Anybody else out there want to get married? I copied the DMs and emailed them to Angie. Angie emailed me back, good job, and told me I'm no longer on her list of clients who are complete idiots. We have everything we need to get the charges dropped. She'll get them dropped tomorrow. We won't get to the divorce hearing because Linda will have to agree to our divorce demands now. Angie said that she thinks there'll be more bad news coming for Linda. She'll let me know. Right, I mean, doesn't this fall into the category conspiracy? And of course her lying to the police and all these other things, false reports, right? There was more of an interest in the DMs. Remember the young woman, Linda's employee, who was engaged and whose fiancé found out that she was cheating and ended the engagement. The guy she was cheating with, Billy, is also Linda's employee. Both are in their early 20s, and Billy dropped the girl as soon as she told him her marriage was off. I thought I'd include here Linda's update about this girl and Billy and her DMs to Carol. Yeah, I remember that from the previous story here. So Linda had advised the girl to find another job. The girl stayed in the job because she couldn't find anything else that paid as well. She had to work since she was no longer getting married to someone who would support her. Well, you can't blame the guy for ending it with her. She was cheating with a dude at work. And remember, this chick they're talking about here, this girl, she was worked under Linda. And she was hooking up with this guy that Linda at the office liked. And it's been a whole shitstorm. And Linda thinks she wants to stay near Billy. Linda kept her on because she's good at her job. Also firing her may bring out that Linda has been sleeping with her coworkers too, including Billy. And Linda knows this girl is good for lots of more drama. Women love drama. The girl started to date someone new, another coworker, a coworker who does not get along with Billy. A new challenge for Billy. Billy began to pursue the girl again, and didn't take long before she and Billy were at it again. Yeah, you're about to see how they get at it. So after a few weeks, Linda found the girl in the bathroom crying. Linda asked her, what's wrong? She told Linda that she couldn't understand why Billy dumped her right away after her fiancé called off the wedding. She didn't know what she did wrong. She thought that Billy wanted her engagement to end so she and Billy could be together more. Billy is the office Chad. He doesn't care about that. He liked you when you were engaged, and now that you're no longer engaged, you're no longer interesting and fun to him. He's a scumbag. She wouldn't have to sneak around anymore, but Billy dumped her instead. When Billy started to pay attention to her again, she was overjoyed that he was no longer mad at her. She broke things off with the other coworker, and she had started dating because that's what Billy wanted, and all she wants is Billy. But Billy also wants her to do things that are horrible. Oh, do tell. Billy's sleeping with his roommate's girlfriend behind the roommate's back. Billy wanted her in a three-way with the roommate's girlfriend and Billy. Billy then brought some guy to his apartment and told her he wanted her to have SCX with the guy. Billy would record them. The guy wanted her to do stuff she's never wanted to do or thought she ever would do. Linda asked if she did what Billy asked. She started crying louder and louder and she says no to Billy. He gets mad at her. So? She doesn't want him to get mad at her and dump her again. He posted the video he took online and gave her the link so she could watch herself with the guy. It went on forever and was completely disgusting. She willingly hooked up with this guy. She willingly hooked up on camera, you know. Billy just told her he's going to film her with 2 dudes. Billy said she'll love it. She asked what guys. Billy said he hasn't picked them, but maybe 2 guys from their work. Maybe he'll ask the guy she was dating before. Billy also told her he found someone who will pay for any videos Billy has of her. The guy wants the videos for his website. The guy said he will make her a star. Oh, for God's sakes. She asked Linda what she should do. Linda told the girl she should find another job or move back in with her parents before Billy has her walking in the streets. Linda asked her why she stays with Billy. He's still seeing other girls and doesn't really care about her. The girl told Linda she can't go home to her parents. Her parents know Billy is the guy she was cheating with, and that ended her engagement. They blame Billy and have been pushing her to ditch him. Well, the parents can be mad at Billy, but they also be mad at her. Billy knows her parents don't like him, so he emailed the link to the video he made of her to her father. Her parents live in Iowa and are very conventional, very conservative. They won't talk to her at all now. And she loves Billy and won't give up on him. In love with the scumbag. I don't feel bad for her at all. When he realizes how much he loves her, he'll change. She knows he will. Linda told Carol she's never met anyone as stupid as this girl. Yeah, she's pretty stupid. Carol asked if Linda got the link to Billy's video of her with the guy. Carol wants to see this girl in action. Linda says she doesn't have the link, but she will try to find out the website of the guy who wants to buy videos of the girl. Carol asked what Linda thinks the girl will do. Linda said Billy will turn her into a star. He'll find out some way to monetize her, maybe get her an OnlyFans account where she does gangbangs or something equally entertaining. Now, we can all agree Billy's a scumbag, but guess what? This girl's a scumbag too, because she was cheating on her fiancé and is engaging in all this. These 2 a-holes deserve each other. Linda was thinking of firing the girl or both her and Billy. Billy dumped Linda, so there's really no reason to keep him around. But firing one or both of them is risky for her too, and is too much fun watching them carry on. Linda can't wait to find out what Billy has the girl do next. The girl will come crying on Linda's shoulder and tell Linda everything. The latest with Billy and the girl is that he drags her in the men's room a couple times a day. A bunch of guys follow them in the bathroom. Linda thought maybe Billy has already turned the girl out, but it wasn't that, at least not yet. Well, if this is not exaggerated or made up in any way, they must work in a pretty big office building with lots of people around. Otherwise, everybody is going to know what's going on real quick if guys are getting free BJs in the office. What if they work for BJs? Getting BJs at BJs. She was in the ladies' room when he overheard 2 of her male employees talking in the hallway outside the bathrooms. One guy was late coming to work, so he asked the other guy what he missed in the morning show. What's the color of today's panties? The other guy said there was no panties today, just bare ass. He took pictures. He'll email the guy who missed the show the pictures he took. Linda walked out of the bathroom and demanded her employees show her the pictures. Does anybody work at this company? Really? Oh, yeah, right. Linda's a supervisor. Billy's been dragging her into the men's room so she can have him give him BJs. He sits on the hopper while she's on her knees with the stall door open. If she's wearing a dress or skirt, Billy pulls it up so onlookers can admire her ass. As long as the guys keep a lookout for who's coming down the bathroom hallway, Billy doesn't mind them watching her get him off or them taking pictures of her butt. Linda told Carol the girl does have a spectacular ass. Carol asked, he's getting all this from the DMs, by the way. Carol asked if Linda will get in trouble if her boss finds out she's letting this stuff happen. You think? Unless the boss is also involved. Linda says she's pretending she doesn't know about it, and they'll both be gone soon. The girl will be too busy making videos all day, and Billy will make more money off her than he does working. But while they're still Linda's employees, the entertainment value watching Billy humiliate this girl is why Linda goes to work every day. Yeah, Linda's pure evil, but Linda, remember, liked this guy, but this guy wasn't interested in older Linda because he wanted this younger girl. Linda is no longer seeing anyone at work, so she needs a reason to show up there. Billy and the girl provide more than enough reason. She's waiting for the day when Billy tells the girl he's going to film her effing all the guys in her work group or something else equally degrading. Anyway, that's the update on Billy and His Girlfriend, a true love story. Yeah, definitely a true love story. So guys, that is where I'm going to wrap things up here on part 11, and I'll continue on part 12 in another couple hours, and we'll get more into that was a little side story there, because you all remember from the previous videos, 8 and 9, I think, definitely number 9. We'll continue on with part 12 in a couple hours, and we'll see where things continue on with these fine folks. See you then.